It's very spiritual. O, diba? That's the word spiritual. Ba't ngayon ko lang naisip yan? Dapat ginamit ko din yan. Hello guys! I'm back again with another video. Okay, so for this video, we are going to talk about something that existed in the pre-COVID world. So ano ba yun? Okay, so for today, we're going to talk about travel. So ayan, I'm sure madami sa ating mga makakati yung mga paa, so to speak, kating-kati na mag-travel. So like gusto na natin pumunta sa ibang bansa, or kaya gusto na natin mag-beach, or kaya gusto na natin mag-hiking. Alright, but of course, we can't do that nowadays. And to be honest, I mean like posting throwback photos is like one of my therapies nowadays. Sa Instagram, every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I post throwback photos. So para feeling ko, I just want to convince myself that you know, the world will still go back to normal. Tapos, I just want to remember yung pre-COVID world, how beautiful it was. Diba? Drama. So for this vlog specifically, we're going to talk about my list of the top 10 most beautiful provinces in the Philippines that I've been to. As you know, we have 81 provinces. Tapos, based on the We Wander PH app, I've been to 70 of them. So, ayan. So, 11 provinces na lang. Okay. I mean, yung iba dyan na-kompleto na nila, but you know. So of course, as with any other favorite list, this list is also very subjective. I'm not gonna include Aklan in this list kasi I'm from Aklan. Okay. And siguro yung mga provinces na feeling nyo mas maganda or mas dapat i-include sa top 10 but wala sila doon, well, siguro hindi ko pa sila napuntahan. Or kaya, napuntahan ko pero like, medyo hindi ko lang masyadong trip or like, ano ba, you know, for personal reasons. So, again, it's very subjective. And because we are talking about the Philippines, okay, so I'm wearing something just to be in character. Okay, a South Sea Pearl, ayan, ganyan, a South Sea Pearl ring. Because, you know, we are the pearl of the Orient, diba? Yung sabi nila. Just in case you're wondering kung bakit like may mga provinces na divided into Oriental and then Occidental. Okay, ang ibig sabihin lang nun, back in the days kasi, yung Oriental would also mean something that is in the Far East or something on the eastern side. Okay, so yung Occidental, yun yung nasa western side. So if you look at the provinces of like Negros, Mindoro, yung Occidental, they are always on the west. Okay, and yung Oriental, sila yung mga nasa East. Actually, na-excite na naman ako as with any other vlog entry. Ayan. Ang hilig ko kasi yata laging magtali ng top 10, ganyan, of anything. Okay. So, yung isa pang reason kung bakit na-excite ako or natuwa ako dito sa pagtali ng like top 10 most favorite Philippine provinces is that I was able to look back on all the past photos. So, ayun, as I've said nga, therapy kasi yung like posting throwback photos nowadays. Alright, so here we go. Here's the list of my top 10 most favorite Philippine provinces. Alright, so I'm starting this list with, on number 10 is Eastern Samar. Okay, so like, what do we know about Eastern Samar? So like, alright, nasa Samar Island siya. And okay, yung Samar Island kasi, it's in Region 8, it's divided into 3 provinces. There's the Samar, the Northern Samar, and the Eastern Samar. Okay, so like July of last year, my friend and I, we went to all those provinces sa Region 8. So like, ano yun, parang 5 days, 6 provinces, ganyan. So sobrang amazing race. Pero yung mga like attractions na gusto naming puntahan per province, napuntahan naman namin. Ayun. Tsaka for Eastern Samar, yung target talaga namin are the towns of Giwan and Hernani. Alright, so like what do we know about Giwan? So Giwan, we always hear in the news kapag merong bagyo, diba? Kasi like almost always, kung hindi Bicol, sila yung unang landfall ng bagyo. Like kapag nasa Samar or nasa Region 8 yung area ng bagyo. Ganyan. So it was also one of the most devastated like areas ng Typhoon Yolanda. And I think dun nga yata yung first na landfall ng Typhoon Yolanda. So ayan. So the reason we went there is because I saw on Instagram a photo of a cave. It's called Linaw Cave na medyo naging sikat na siya apparently like last year because na-feature din siya ng mga vloggers na Fighter Boys. Ayan, sila Finn Snow, sila Becoming Filipino, sila Brett Maverick, ganyan. So when I saw the video, sabi ko, okay, sabi ko sa friend ko, kailangan nating puntahan to, kapatid, kailangan talaga. Tsaka parang around that time kasi medyo natuto na ako mag-swim. in deep water. So sabi ko, okay, what better place to practice my swimming skills than in the Linaw Cave? Ayan, so yung Linaw Cave, basically ano siya, mixed yung water, fresh and then salty. You have to trek, of course, because it's a cave, para makapasok dun sa cave. Tapos pag nandun ka na sa cave, like parang there's this dome inside. Tapos andun yung super clear water na kapag natamaan siya ng araw, it's like super blue, super luminous ng water. Ayan. So, tsaka medyo madali din mag-swim kasi partly salty nga yung water. I mean, partly salt water siya. So, ayan. And also, we went to the town of Hernani. So, yung Canhugas Nature Park. So, basically, siya, it reminds me somehow of the other provinces on the eastern side of the Philippines, like mga Aurora, Catanduanes, and even Batanes because of the rock formations. Pero yun. Number 9 on the list is the province of South Cotabato. Okay. Ayun. So, I have to admit, medyo sabi ko, gusto ko siyang putahan partly because nakita ko yung video ni, promotional video ni Catriona Gray when the one that she used for Miss Universe. So ayan, yung entry niya kasi doon for Mindanao is the province of South Cotabato, specifically the town of Lake Cebu. So ayun yung video na like nakasakay siya sa bangka na walang katig, walang outrigger, ganyan. Tapos nasa Lake Cebu with the lotus flowers. Tapos naka-costume siya ng Tiboli. So ayan, sabi ko parang mapuntahan nga yan. Ayan. Plus, I also know for a fact na yung like highest zipline yata in Southeast Asia is in Lake Cebu. So, ayun. And when we went there, apparently yung guide namin told us that yung Lake Cebu pala boasts of their CAN tourism campaign. So, CAN. So, there's culture, adventure, and nature. So, ayan. Sa napaisip ako, sabi ko nga, parang ang ganda ng nila, ng slogan. Kasi like, hindi lahat ng provinces nag-o-offer ng those three elements. Yung iba, mostly adventure lang, or like, iba, culture lang. But those three things na pinagsama nila, sabi ko, it's very good marketing actually. Going back to the CAN tourism campaign, alright, so for culture, you have the Tiboli, so there's a museum, yung weaving thing, alright, and then just, talking to the Tiboli people in general. For adventure, of course, you have the zip line, and I think also yung like adventure din matatawag yung like pagsakay nyo dun sa boat while during sunrise, while looking at the lotus flowers, opening of the lotus flowers in the morning. So ayan, it was fun, super fun. Tapos of course nature, you have the 7 waterfalls. So ayan, out of the 7 yata dalawa lang yung open to the public, or like 2 or 3 if I remember correctly, yung open to the public. So ayan, actually itong mga waterfalls na to, like the giant one, you can see naman kapag sumakay ka dun sa zipline. But then again, kapag gusto mo siyang like puntahan mo naman siya, and it's very colossal, like sobrang lakas ng bagsak ng water. Tapos sobrang taas niya din kasi. So like when you go there, parang ang massive ng mga rocks. Tapos yung bagsak ng water, it's very commanding. It's very hypnotizing actually. So ayun. Yun nga lang, hindi siya waterfall talaga for like swimming kasi like they don't recommend that waterfall for swimming at all because nga masyadong malakas yung bagsak ng water. Ayan. But the one that I enjoyed the most was yung pagsakay dun sa bangka during sunrise. Tapos, while viewing the opening of the lotus flowers in character. So, like, pwede ka kasi mag-rent ng Tiboli attire. So, ayan, ewan ko, it was super memorable. Parang, I think dun mo lang siya magagawa. Kasi like, hindi mo siya pwedeng gawin sa like any other province. Dun mo lang talaga siya pwedeng gawin. So for number 8 is the province of Catanduanes. Ayan. Actually, like nowadays, madali na lang pumunta sa Catanduanes kasi there's a direct flight from Cebu Pacific. So, ayan. Pero what we did was, because dati itong mga panahon to, nung pagpunta namin, May 2017, walang promo. So, ayun, ang ginawa namin, we took the bus. So, like, it took us, like, what? 15 to 16 hours from Cubao para makarating doon. So, alam mo yun, pagdating mo doon, plakda ka. So, parang kami, nag-check-in lang kami sa hotel, tapos pupunta kami sa isang resort. Tapos pagdating sa resort, sobrang wala na ako energy. Ganyan. So, ang ginawa ko na lang, natulog na lang ako. Tapos, when I woke up, sobrang, alam mo yun, actually, could see ano pala, Mayon Volcano from Catanduanes. So, I remember vividly yung view na parang pagkagising ko, parang, sabi ko, may volcano ba yun? And the main reason why we went to Catanduanes was because I saw a photo of Binurong Point. So, ayan. So, yun talaga yung target namin. So, napuntahan naman namin siya. So, talking about Binurong Point, sobrang it reminds me so much of Batanes. Ganyan, because of the massive cliff, yung raging waters. So, we went there during sunrise. So, like mga 4 a.m., pinick up na kami ng guide namin dun sa hostel. Tapos, diretso na kami dun. Tapos, nung sunrise time, voila! Perfect! Sobrang ganda ng sunrise. Tapos, I mean, alam mo yun, you're facing the Pacific Ocean. Tapos, you're thinking like, at the end of this waters, like, it could be South America already. Like, it could be Costa Rica already. So, yung mga ganun. Tsaka, I don't know, it was just too beautiful. So, when you go to Catanduanes, yung kailangan mo talagang puntahan is yung Binurong Point. So, at number 7 is Mountain Province. Alright, so we went there noong June 2016. Tapos, ito yung mga panahon like, admittedly, super na-addict ako sa hiking. So, like, what happened was, I saw a photo of this mountain and sea of clouds. The mountain was called, Mount Kupapay. So, ayan, sabi ko na sa friend ko, kapatid, kailangan talaga natin puntahan to. So, around that time, hindi pa siya sikat talaga. There was just one vlogger na nag-feature nun. I think it was Iron Wolf. So, ayan, feature niya. Tapos, also on Instagram, so I saw a photo with on Instagram. So, pinuntahan namin, and it was just so beautiful. So, ayan, the thing about Mountain Province kasi, the thing about Cordillera in general, Benguet Mountain Province is that, you're surrounded by mountains. So like, everywhere you look, it's all mountains, alright? But in the morning, kahit nasa like bus ka pa lang, I remember, nasa bus pa lang kami, tapos pagkagising ko, parang, there were just sea of clouds everywhere, on the right side, on the left side, so parang, sabi ko, oh my God! Tapos beautiful rice terraces. We went actually to the town of Bontoc, alright? But particularly, the barangay of Maligkong. So, ayan. So, yung Maligkong, medyo mas upland, pa siya, area from downtown. I mean, from yung main na Bontoc, ganyan. Tapos, madaming rice terraces. Tapos, meron din silang mountains for hiking. As I've said, yung Mount Kupapay, tapos yung Mount Fato. So, gusto ko yung dalang mountains na yun kasi different yung views na ino-offer niya sa'yo. So, like, yung Mount Fato kasi, like, there's this rock formation at the summit. And then, yung Mount Kupapay naman, mainly, it's just parang pine forest. Pero yung view is that, nakikita mo yung Maligkong rice terraces. Which, by the way, is way more beautiful than the Banawe rice terraces. Also, the one thing I remember from that trip was yung top load experience namin. So, like, I think sasakay ka sa taas ng jeep. Tapos, nakakatuwa kasi like, since DIY trip nga to, so hindi kami naka-van. So, we were with the other locals. Tapos, jam-packed yung jeep. Kasi, dalawa lang yung biyahe yata nila, or like, for that day, isa lang. It so happened na parang, pasukan. So, all the kids, they had to go downtown dun sa mainland Bontoc para bumili ng school supplies. So, ayan, sobrang puno ng jeep. Pero it was a fun experience, like, talking to the kids, ganyan. Actually, yun, hindi naman like talaga talking, parang like smiling with them, taking photos with them. On number 6 is a province of Surigao del Norte. Alright, so the reason why I'm including Surigao del Norte in this list is because of the island of Siargao. Okay, so Siargao Island is part of Surigao del Norte province. Ayan. So we went there September of 2015, like barely a year before talagang nag-blow up siya, sumikat siya sa mainstream media. Ayun. So like, before kasi, Siargao was known just to be like, a surfer's paradise, ganyan. Pero hindi pa talaga siya sikat with, with everyone else, ganyan. So, ang nangyari kasi was, a year after Boracay closed, tas feeling ko, etong Siargao Island talaga among all the other Philippine destinations yung nag-benefit from the closure of Boracay. Kasi nag-coincide siya doon sa like promo ng isang airline na ginawa ng isang airline, parang naghakot siya ng mga celebrities to bring to the island. So parang ganun. I think that's also part of their marketing. So what happened was, after that, parang halos lahat na lang ng tao parang gustong pumunta sa Siargao kasi nga there's a direct flight already. Plus, fini-feature siya ng mga artista sa mga social media accounts nila. So parang yung mga tao nakita nila how beautiful the place is, na hindi lang pala pang surfer ang Siargao, there are other areas na pwede mong puntahan, there are beautiful white sand beaches. So there are a number of things that I remember about Siargao. I mean, unang-una yung tatlong islands na in-offer nila for island hopping. So there's the island of Guyam, Daku, and then yung pinaka-favorite ko, yung Naked Island. Napuntahan din namin yung sikat na Magpupungko Lagoon. Ayan. So, I mean, gusto ko siyang puntahan kasi by that, nung time na yun, hindi pa ako marunong mag-swim talaga. So, parang, oh my God, gusto ko siyang balikan. I wanna swim there. I also remember na ang mura ang mura ng mga restos, ang mura ng like, yung food dun sa may boulevard. I don't know kung ang weird nga kasi yung experience namin medyo different siya from the ones I see na in Instagram. I mean, like, after that whole 2016 incident. Ayan. So, like, masyado na silang organized yung mga tours. So, like, may mga, like, package na. Tapos, like, may mga attractions na na-feature sa Instagram na, like, pwede mong puntahan. So, ayun, hindi lahat napuntahan namin. Kasi yun nga, medyo limited pa yung information nung time na pumunta kami doon. So, ayan. Pero I remember eating dun sa may boulevard. Tapos sobrang nakakatuwa yung story. Kasi yun nga, as I've said, ang mura lang ng whole Siargao experience namin. So, ayan, parang nag-order kami dun. So, parang turo-turo lang ganyan. Tapos sabi namin, okay, tipid-tipid tayo mga kapatid. Kasi, budget trip naman kami always. Tapos, like, kumain kami, it's budget yata 75 pesos for dinner, ganyan. Tapos, may isang isda na iihawin ng isang local vendor, ganyan. Tapos sabi mo, wow, anong isda yan? Parang ang laki, ganyan. Parang narinig niya yata nagtitipid kami. Tapos ang sabi niya parang, yan, mahal yan. Tapos sabi niya gano'n, in a friendly manner naman. Tapos kami parang, gano'n po? Ganyan. Tapos sabi niya parang, 200. Tapos kami parang, tinginan kami parang, 200 para sa isang buong isda na ganyang kalaki? Sabi ko, oh my God. So parang, oh my God, in order yata namin yung isdang yun. Tapos kami parang, sarap na sarap kasi, I mean, alam mo yun, my gosh, ang laki ng isda. Tapos like 200 lang. Number 5 is the province of Cagayan. Alright, so we went there March of 2018. Tapos we explored the towns of Apari and nearby like Camalanyugan and other areas. So we went to churches, ganyan, kasi like around Holy Week din yun eh. But, yung main reason talaga, yung main, municipality talaga pinuntahan namin sa Cagayan is the municipality of Calayan, which is part of the Babuyan group of islands. And it's also the reason why I'm including Cagayan on this list. Okay, so yung experience namin na yon sa Babuyan Island, sa Calayan Island to be exact, sobrang memorable. Kasi like, notorious kasi itong Babuyan Islands for yung boat ride papunta doon because it's in the Babuyan Channel nga where they say waves are super rough kasi it's like an area where the South China Sea meets the Pacific Ocean. So, ayan. And true enough, my gosh, maayos pa yung weather sa lagay na yun. Pero they were like, usually kasi diba, when you ride a boat, ganyan, ang alon lang would like come from one direction, diba? Like either here or over here on this side, ganyan. Pero yun, parang, bakit may alon dito? May alon din dito sa kabila. May alon sa harap, may alon din sa likod. So parang yung bangka, usually diba yung bangka parang ganun-ganun lang. But no! Yung experience, parang yung bangka parang ganun siya every time. Kasi yun, yung mga nakasabay naming local, sabi nila parang, ano pa to? Mild pa to? Tapos kami parang, basang-basa na kami. So parang, alam mo yun, lahat na lang yata ng santo na tawag ko na. But then again, ginusto ko to. Sabi ko, my gosh, Calayan, you better be good. Kasi like, I risked my life, you know, para makapunta doon. And true enough, Calayan did not disappoint. Super beautiful. And would you believe if I told you na yung nakapag-prompt sa akin na pumunta dun sa Calayan to brave those giant waves is a photo of this single rock na nakita ko sa isang beach. So, ayan. So, apparently, the name of the beach pala is Sibang Cove. So, and it's very popular to the locals. Pero yun nga, I saw a photo of that rock tapos also of that beach. Sabi ko, my gosh, sobrang ganda! Sobrang unusual, I mean, for Philippine beaches. So, I mean, sabi ko, nag-research ko saan tayo natin. Tapos, ayun na, it turned out na parang I have to brave those waves just to get there. Kasi wala namang airplane, wala pa silang airport. I mean, like, yung airport, like, forever yata in construction. So, hindi pa rin tapos. And I think until now, hindi pa rin siya tapos. So, ayan, there's no other way but, you know, just to go through that whole boat ride. So, let's talk about yung mga attractions sa Calayan Island na sobrang memorable for me and sobrang nagandahan talaga ako. Okay, so, first of all, there's the Malansing Falls. So, ayan. So, it's a waterfall, pero medyo unusual siya for a waterfall because it flows directly to the sea. Tapos, so like imagine mo, ganyan yung water. Tapos, under it, I don't know, parang so, yung water ganyan, tapos, may cave pool inside na pwede pumasok actually yung bangka. So, like, you could also swim inside, ganyan. So, parang, my gosh, sabi ko parang, saan ba sa Pilipinas may ganito? Parang, wala pa yata akong nakitang ganung waterfall. I mean, there's one in Masbate, I know. Pero yung waterfall na like, okay, and then there's a cave pool inside, like that. So, parang, I remember parang magsiswimming kami. So like nandun. Tapos pumunta ako dun sa part na like directly bumabagsak yung water, yung fresh water. Parang imaginein mo yun. So like naliligo ka in salt water. Tapos fresh water falls on you. Parang tapos there Sibang Cove, yung Sibang Beach. Sobrang ganda niya. I mean, sobrang what's the word? Yet again, unusual for Philippine beaches. Kasi like, actually, medyo delikado siya for swimming. Kasi like, ano siya, kantilado, or tawag sa Tagalog, yung parang bigla na lang siyang lalalim na ganyan. And the waves are super high, like 8 feet. Ganyan, averaging 8 feet. So, sobrang lakas. So, ayan, actually, isa ko ngang friend, hindi ka pang malunod, buti na lang. Nahila ko siya. I mean, ganun ka-scary. Pero, sobrang na-enjoy ko siya. Hindi man ako nag-swimming, parang tampisaw lang. Sobrang enjoy ko siya kasi parang nakaupo lang ako doon. Tapos like, yung whole scenery, just the giant waves. Tapos yung color ng sand kapag nag-reflect yung sun sa kanya. Tsaka yung like, the whole cove, yung mountains around it. Sabi ko, my gosh, sobrang ganda. Tapos yun pa, wala masyadong tourists. So like, grabe. And of course, the Nagudungan Hills, ayan, which I consider to be the most beautiful I have ever laid my eyes on. I mean, sobrang ganda ng hills na yun. Ang ganda ng may mga rock formations. Sobrang ganda niya. I don't know how to describe. Ilang, I don't know, limited ang vocabulary ko. I mean, hello, dictionary, ganyan. Pero, I'll just show some photos, ganyan. Sobrang ganda niya na, well, first of all, a massive ng place. So like, there were parang several parts na protruding to the sea. Tapos kapag nandun ko sa edge, you could see yung raging waters underneath it, underneath yung mga cliffs. Tapos, I don't know, it's just so beautiful. Tapos when you're up there, kita mo din kasi yung Sibang Cove, tsaka yung the other cove besides Sibang Cove, I forgot the name. So, ayan, actually parang ang lakas nga niya maka-Game of Thrones. So around that time kasi, nag-air pa yung Game of Thrones. So sabi ko, kapag nandun ka, alam mo yung feeling na parang kulang na lang lumabas yung mga dragons si Daenerys, tapos sisiliparan sila dyan. Alam mo yung eksena dun sa Game of Thrones na like, yung mga ganon, like, kay Jon Snow tapos kay Daenerys sa cliffs. pwede na lang actually i-film yon with real dragons dun sa hills na yun. So at number 4 is the province of Albay because, because of Mayon Volcano, or as Win would have it, Mayon Volcano.
Mayon Volcano.
Ayan, so I went there in March of 2013. Actually, ito yung location ng very first solo travel ko ever. So around that time kasi may nabasa akong vlog. Hindi po sa mga vlog sa mga panahong yun. So vlog, I think it was parang Pinoy Aventurista vlog. So yan, so parang solo traveler kasi siya. So sabi ko on my birthday in 2013, parang why not try something different? So sabi ko, okay, sige, punta akong Albay and then parang Camarines Sur din yata ako nung panahon yun. Anyway, so ayan, punta akong Albay because of Mayon Volcano kasi nga gusto ko siya makita talaga sa personal. Tapos, sobrang in awe lang ako of how beautiful she is. And take note, actually, people use the pronoun, the female pronoun pagdating sa Mayon Volcano because, she is that beautiful. It's not, she's not an it. She's a she. Ayan. So, Mayon Volcano. Alright. So, very commanding yung presence niya sa whole province of Albay. I think, everywhere you go, you will see her. So, ayan. So, of course, bilang first-timer, I went to Cagsawa Ruins. So, I remember, nag-order lang ako ng guyabano juice, guyabano shake. Tapos, naupo lang ako doon. Tapos, sobrang tinitignan ko lang siya. Kasi around that time, medyo covered pa siya by clouds. So, sabi ko parang, ay, malas yata, ayaw magpakita, ganyan. Pero, a few minutes later, ayan, nagpakita naman siya. So, sobrang, alam mo yun, in awe talaga ako. Kasi again, itong Mayon Volcano kasi is one of those things na, syempre, nababasa natin sa sa mga civic and cultural books natin ng elementary. So, to be able to see her in person is really meant something for me. So, and then, I went there again in October of 2016. Tapos that time naman, I was with some friends. Ayan, because I saw a photo of Kitinday Hills. So, ito na naman yung story. May nakita ko sa Instagram na photo of Mayon Volcano. Tapos, dun sa foreground niya, there were several hills. So, para siyang chocolate hill. So, sabi ko, edited ba to? Kasi parang what? Yung Mayon Volcano, napunta na sa yung Chocolate Hills, napunta na sa Albay, ganun. Or yung Mayon Volcano, nag-travel papunta ng Bohol, ganun. Mocha lang, ganun. Anyway, so nakita ko yung picture na yun. Tapos, sabi ko parang, my God, it was so beautiful. Kasi the sight of Mayon Volcano alone is very commanding, it's very regal. But to be able to mix her with, several, chocolate kisses in the foreground is really something else. So parang sabi ko, sabi ko sa mga friends ko, so may free time, sabi ko, ay, kailangan natin pumunta ng Albay. Alright. And, add to that, I also saw a photo of an island na part pa rin siya ng Albay. It's called Corangon Shoal, or it's an egg yolk island. Yun yung niya. I don't know, yun yung, they call it the egg yolk island also. So, so we went there, so it's just 15 to 20 minutes from the shore of TV. Tapos, actually, hindi pa to sikat. Pero I feel like, kailangan puntahan din to ng mga tao kapag pumunta ka ng Albay. Kasi di ba, people go to Albay not for beaches. Unless of course you go to, yung sikat na resort somewhere din sa Albay. Nisibis, ganyan. But then again, Albay is not really popular with their beaches. So sabi ko, but this one, you have to go to. Kasi hindi pa siya ganun kasikat. I think sa mga locals lang siya sikat. Pero ang ganda. Hindi ganun ka-fine yung sand. Medyo shelly siya. Tapos medyo gold yung color. Pero it's so beautiful kasi it's just a sandbar. But when you're there, tanaw mo yung Mayon Volcano. So, di ba, parang, where else could you get that view of a sandbar? Nakita mo yung Mayon Volcano sa Albay lang. So, might as well go there. We also went to the other attractions like the Kitinday Underground River in the town of Villar. Tapos, we also went to Mount Kituinan. So, yung Mount Kituinan actually could go there with your vehicle kasi pwede siyang akitin naman. So, ayan. Yeah, but then again, let's go back to Kitinday Hills. I think ang Kitinday Hills is perfect siya for sunrises and sunsets. So, ayan, diba? It would be such an Instagram moment kapag it's sunset or sunrise time. Tapos you see those hills. and Mayon volcano herself. So parang there's just too much beauty in one frame, diba? So parang you should go there. Saka madali lang naman yung hiking. It's just like what, 20 minutes. Established naman na. So it's like, mababang hill lang naman siya. So I mean, anybody could go. Of course, going back to my volcano, very commanding talaga yung presence na in the province of Albay. Like, everywhere in Albay yata, you get to see Mayon volcano in all her splendor. So like, I remember nung like, nasa town of Kamalik yata. So, nakahabal-habal motor kami. So, parang sabi ko, there was one time na ni-request ko sa driver na sabi ko, Kuya, tignan mo! Punta tayo dun sa palayan, tapos picture lang kami. So, ayan, labas yung props, ganyan picture. Kasi like, I don't know, in some areas, in some towns sa Albay, so like, mas malapit siya sa Mayon. So, kita mo yung, what you call those? Parang creases ng mountains. Grabe, parang, she's like a painting. She's like Mona Lisa brought to life. So, when alam mo na kung saan ka pupunta, alright? So, pwede mo akong gawing tour guide. Number 3 on this list is the province of Palawan. Because, hello, what's any, like, what, most beautiful provinces of the Philippines list without this province, diba? So, parang, this province I've been to 5 times. So, different areas kasi, alright? So, for our purposes, I divided it into 3. So, like, the northern, the central, and then the southern. Ayan. So, sa northern, you have the islands of El Nido and then Coron na very sikat sa mga tourists. And then sa central, nandun yung Puerto Princesa. And sinama ko na din pala, by the way, yung San Vicente or Port Barton. Right? And for the south, ito yung mga sumisikat talaga sa mga travelers recently. Okay, so for the south, we have the island of Balabac. Or I think Balabac. I don't know kung ano yung tamang pag-pronounce. Pero like, ayun. So like, it's called the last of the last frontier. Just because, di ba, Palawan yung last frontier of the Philippines. So like, nasa southern tip kasi siya. So like, parang malapit na siya sa island of Borneo. Tapos, medyo malapit na rin siya sa province of Tawi-Tawi. So, ganyan. So, maybe that's the reason why it's called the last of the last frontier. And also because, syempre, medyo virgin pa nga talaga yung area. So, I think that's the main reason why it's called like that. So, for the island of Coron, ayan, medyo dinalay ko yung pagpunta dito kasi yun nga, hindi naman ako swimmer. So, ayan. Tsaka, ang image kasi ng Coron in my head was like, ano siya, parang pang swimmer or diver lang siya because of all the like underwater stuff. Kasi mga corals. So, ayan. I went there with a friend noong July 2017. So, ayan. Around that time, medyo ready na kasi ako na like, medyo hindi na masyadong malala yung fear ko of water. Ayan. So, talagang like, medyo nakakatalo na ako sa bangka, ganyan. With life vest, of course. Alam ng mga friends ko yan. Tapos, so yun, I managed to see the underwater things. So, like, through snorkeling, yung mga corals. Tapos, what I observed was, sobrang colorful ng mga corals sa Coron. I mean, true enough, yung mga sinasabi nila sa mga vlogs, sinasabi ng mga nakapunta na doon na very, like what, very vibrant yung yung underwater world. So, like, ang daming corals, ang daming fish, ganyan. And, of course, sikat din sa Coron yung yung mga freshwater lakes niya, like yung Kayangan. So, ayan. Tapos, ano ba? Some other things like yung pag-akyat din sa Mount Tapias. Tapos, yung like, what's that? Yung hot spring. So, ayun. Plus, there are also beaches na like, medyo in-offer recently. So, like, I remember yung name is Bulugdos and some other beach. And of course, the municipality of El Nido and the islands of El Nido. So, ayan. I first went there noong August of 2013 with my childhood friends. Tapos bumalik ako last year with some of my work friends. So, April of last year. Ayan. So, na-notice ko yung change. Pagpunta kasi namin doon noong 2013, like, I mean, yung mga kalsada, hindi pa ganun ka-develop. Ano ba? Wala pang mga cafes, restaurants talaga. Medyo sari-sari store, karinderya pa lang yun nandun noong time ng 2013. Tapos, yun, yung yung difference ng pricing ng island tour. Kasi I remember, parang nung time namin, nasa 700 siya per head. So, ayan. Tapos, etong pagpunta na namin, nasa 1.5 na siya. So, parang, diba, double ka agad. Ganyan. Pero, what remained the same was the beauty of the islands. So, I mean, like, yung mga lagoons, yung big lagoon, small lagoon, diba ba, yung mga islands sa tour A and C. Kasi, yun nga, it so happened na on both, trips, I only managed to have yung tour A and tour C kasi yun din yung gusto ng mga friends, pareho lang. So okay lang naman sa akin kasi yun nga, medyo matagal ko din naman na hindi na napunta. Laging tinatanong if like, kung ano yung mas maganda, kung Coron or El Nido. And I feel like I have already answered na. Yung lagi ko sinasabi, I mean, if it's underwater, I think Coron is more beautiful. But above water, I think El Nido is more beautiful. So, ayan. Yun nga, sa Coron kasi yung corals, like, ang dami talagang colors, ganyan. Sa El Nido naman, yung beaches, kasi although may mga beaches sa Coron, but the countless beaches sa El Nido, sobrang gaganda. And that is not to say hindi maganda yung sa Coron, pero mas maganda lang talaga yung sa El Nido. Okay, so let's talk about the central part, yung Puerto Princesa, and then yung Port Barton. Sinama ko na sa central part yung Port Barton, although medyo halfway kasi siya from Puerto Princesa to El Nido. Anyway, just for our discussion, ganyan. Sa Puerto Princesa kasi, if you go to Puerto Princesa, tapos nakapunta ka na sa Coron and El Nido, what's the point? I mean, if you visit Honda Bay, parang magbumukhang pangit na talaga yung Honda Bay, ganyan. Kasi, you know, masyado lang kasi maganda yung Coron tsaka El Nido. Ayan. But when you're in Puerto Princesa, you have to go to the underground river. Kasi, I think there's no other underground river in the Philippines. Yung, I mean sa salt water ha, yung underground river na gano'n. Tapos, I mean there are, pero like, ito yung pinakamalaki, pinakamahaba. Ganyan. Tapos, ito yata yung na-declare na like, at a certain year, parang one of the like 8 natural wonders of the world. So, ayan. So, you can find it anywhere else. So, pag nasa Puerto Princesa ka, if you're given a choice, if you have one day, I mean like underground river or Honda Bay, just go to the underground river. And then if you want the beach, you can just go to the other areas. Like El Nido, ganyan. Take a van, go to El Nido, or take a van, go to Port Barton. Okay. And Port Barton naman, San Vicente, alright. Port Barton is a place, area in Palawan, kung gusto mo ng mag-beach na like medyo hindi ganun kadami yung tourists. Tsaka, but that is not to say na like walang establishments. I mean, just the right number of establishments. Kasi hindi ganun kadami yung tourists. Actually, halos lahat nga yata ng tourists sa Port Barton, mga Caucasians. I mean, mga Westerners. So, medyo, I mean, sumisikat pa lang siya sa mga locals. Pero, maganda ba siya? Maganda yung underwater. So, ayan. Kasi around that time na nakapunta ako sa Port Barton, which was like 2 years ago, medyo nagsiswimming na ako noon. So, sabi ko, comparable yung underwater life niya sa Coron. But then again, nothing beats Coron talaga, ganyan. So, ayun. The beaches, hindi ganun ka-fine yung sand, pero decent enough na. Ayun. Yun kasi if you always compare kasi itong other areas with like El Nido and Coron, of course, I mean, El Nido and Coron, they're up here. So parang, when you're starting, when you're going against those giants, parang of course you would feel small and humble, ganyan. Pero, but that is not to say pangit tong area na to. Maganda din na. So, let's talk about the southern part, which is Balabac. Okay. Balabac is not for everyone. Okay. It's not for the maarte traveler, ganyan. Kasi, it really takes effort to go there. So, like what? 4 hours na tayong van, and then 3 hours yung boat ride from yung drop-off in Rio Tuba town. Yata, Rio Tuba ba yun? Going to the mainland, poblasyon of Balabac, yung central. Tapos from there, you take the boat to go to the other islands kasi medyo kalat-kalat. So, from what I remember, ang sabi yata, this municipality has like around 30 plus white sand islands, ganun. Tapos, yun nga, nasa dulo talaga siya ng Palawan na when you're actually there, when you turn on your phone, ang lumalabas na option dun sa GPS niya, parang, parang mga Malaysian sounding, ganun na eh. Parang, ganun. Kasi nga, ang lapit niya na talaga dun sa Borneo. So, yung Balabac, prior to the influx of tourists, medyo narinig ko siya sa news before because of parang malaria. Kasi there was a time yata na like, medyo rampant ng malaria dun. Although ngayon yata controlled na, buti naman. Tapos there were also cases kasi of parang isolated kidnappings. What else? Ayun, sa news din siya because of what? Saltwater crocodiles. Kasi there were attacks in Balabac town of saltwater crocodiles. Actually, ayun, while we were in one of the islands, parang kami kasi ng friend ko, like pumunta kami dun sa other side, ganyan. Sinanap kami ng guide. Tapos parang sinabi niya na parang pa-joke, although I think it's true na parang, sir, kailangan ko lang na ano, kasi like parang the other day, meron kasing ano dyan eh, parang kinagat ng buhaya or something. So like, ganun siya ka-virgin. Yung place, yung sobrang, may isang time nga na like, we had to walk on shallow waters kasi hindi makapasok yung bangka, ganyan. So ang nangyari was, yung isang kasama namin, na dali siya ng stingray. So like, natusok siya sa paa. So, di ba, but the islands are super beautiful. Okay, so yung pinakasikat na island kasi doon, yung Onuk Island. Doon yata ako nakakita ng napakadaming sea turtles in one area. As in like, parang usually kasi you would just, di ba, when you go to a place, sabi na there are sea turtles, alright. Siguro may mga mangilan-ngilan. Pero yun talagang parang, ba't ang dami nila? Parang they're everywhere. Pinaka-favorite ko na part ng Balabac group of islands is yung parang Candaraman Island, specifically yung sandbar niya, which they call Punagi Sandbar yata, or Starfish Sandbar. Ganyan. Sobrang true to the name, sobrang dami ng starfish. Sobrang dami. Kasi like, tapos sa isang area, swimmable yung isang area, yung isa medyo madaming seagrass, ganyan. Tapos ang daming starfish. Pero I managed kasi to take some drone shots. So parang, grabe. Parang when you're there, parang feeling mo, parang nasa ibang mundo ka. Parang gano'n. Sobrang walang turista. I mean, apart from us kasi, there are another two groups. Pero yun, kami lang, small groups lang. You're just like, less than 10, gano'n. Nandun kami. So, solong-solo namin yung lugar. And, I don't know, I think I just have to show you photos para maintindihan nyo. Kasi, wala nga akong masabi. Like, speechless lang ako. Sometimes kasi when the place is just too beautiful, you'd rather just shut up and show pictures. So, number 2 on this list is the province of Benguet. Okay, so ayun, kung yung Palawan, medyo na-recall ko pa kung ilang beses ako pumunta doon sa Palawan. Etong Benguet, hindi ko na mabilang. I can't even. I mean like, if I include Baguio kasi, I mean geographically, Baguio is an independent chartered city. Pero geographically, it is part of Benguet province. So, ayan, if I include Baguio, hindi ko na mabilang. Even if I don't include Baguio, hindi ko na rin mabilang because back to the time when I was addicted to hiking, sobrang ilang beses kami nag-Benguet to visit, to hike those mountains. So, I lost count. Tapos, sama mo pa yung Baguio. So, like, Baguio kasi, I go there. There was a time na when I was just bored, I go to Baguio. And I just, pag nakaluwag-luwag, gusto kong kumain ng mga cakes, ganyan. Gusto ko lang mag-resto hopping, ganyan. Gusto ko lang ng, away from the Manila vibe, ganyan, I go to Baguio. So, I would quote Javi Kang on this. Isa siyang hiker, isa siyang Instagrammer. Parang, I think it was him who said something like, nothing evokes far better memories than sunrises in the Cordilleras. Syempre, of course, I think coming from a traveler's point of view, yun yung ganun. And I kinda agree with that statement. Kasi like, bilang nakapag-hike na ako doon, camping for several times. Iba talaga yung feeling ng makapunta ka dun sa mga different towns of Benguet. I mean, yung feeling na you're surrounded by mountains, tapos pagising mo in the morning, sunrise and sea of clouds, the cool climate, tapos at night, yung stargazing, tapos yung countless, pine trees. Iba talaga siya. Tapos yung parang very refreshing siya. Yung tipong parang lahat ng stress of your city life parang biglang mawawala if you go there. If you ever tried hiking sa Cordilleras, I mean, sa Benguet in particular, I'm sure yung mga hikers talaga na hardcore makaka-relate dito. Kasi like, you know, iba talaga. I mean, all the mountains naman are beautiful, but I think for me personally, I have this affinity with the Cordilleran Mountains. Yung pine forests, iba yung ano niya sa akin. Iba yung dating. Isa ko dun sa fact na like, deep in the mountains, there are communities, there are people who live there. Like, there are schools. So, you know, yung difference ng life from up there, down here, literally. I mean, sobrang, you know, you get to have a taste of both worlds. And I'm very thankful for that. Kasi like, yun nga, nowadays na nasa bahay lang tayo. So apart from the memories of countless beaches, I've visited yung mga white sand beaches, ganyan, in the country. I think more than that, mas naaalala ko yung memories of hiking in the Cordilleran Mountains. Iba, na parang, you know, it's very pleasing here. I mean, it's very visually pleasing. But here, you know, it does something to you. Parang dama mo siya, and I can't even like accurately describe, pero grabe. I don't know. Hindi ko ma-explain because I'm very poor with, you know, I'm very poor with words, ganyan. But I think, again, I'd rather just share photos. It's just enchanting, it's magical, it's life-changing, it's what? I don't know. What else? Basta, it's here. And for number 1, it has to be Batanes. Okay, so I think a lot of people would put Batanes in number 1 for a number of reasons. So I went there in March 2017. So parang it was like a birthday gift to myself. Parang ganun. So what happened was, prior to that, parang I've been wanting to go to Batanes na talaga. It's just that, ang notorious kasi ng Batanes na to, sobrang mahal ng airfare. I mean, around that time, I don't know nowadays, I mean like in recent months, I mean prior to COVID, kung like, kasi like meron ng Cebu Pacific, like from Clark yata going there, kung gaano na yung difference ng fare, kung like mas mura na siya. But then back then, mahal talaga siya. Like, it cost me, 12,000 to book that round trip ticket. I mean, diba, parang ka nag-Hong Kong. Ganun laging comparison. So parang, ano ba, yung 12,000, mag-Hong Kong na lang ako. Parang, I heard that a lot from people. Pero, I think, medyo, around that time, medyo sumisikat na talaga yung Batanes. Kasi yun nga, medyo madami ng photos na features sa Instagram, and then in the internet, ganyan. So, ayun. But, medyo dinidelay ko siya kasi nga parang sabi ko, mahal ng 12,000. Until this friend of mine na narinig ko from her na parang hindi siya, this friend of mine kasi is a person of few words. So to speak. Tapos sabi niya, Jeb, you have to get there. Sabi niya, all else fails in comparison. So parang, alam mo yun, I just needed to hear those words para ma-push ako to book that ticket. So like one night, while I was sitting on my work, in front of my work table, nabuko ko ng ticket. Tapos yung flight effective like siguro less than 2 weeks after. Kaya din siguro medyo mahal yung ticket ko. But then anyway, yun medyo peak season kasi yun kasi March. Will never forget the first sight of Batanes. Yung parang lahat kasi ng flights going to Batanes, as you know, I think are all in the mornings back then, ganyan. So parang hindi nga ako nakatulog because super excited ako. Tapos, on the way there, the clouds were just so thick, ganyan. Until nag-announce na yung pilot na sabi niya, okay, nagdi-descend na ganyan. And around that time, under the clouds, nung bumaba ng aeroplano, yung, oh my God, goosebumps. Yung first sight ko of Batanes, yung sabi ko, oh my God! Grabe yung waters na lumahampas dun sa mga cliffs. Tapos, And I will never forget this picture na like nung malapit na yung aeroplano dun sa airport. Kasi the wind was super strong, ganyan. So medyo shaking airplane. So like, super excited ako pero medyo, ano ba to? Bakit ganito? Ganyan. So ayun, nung medyo palapag na yung airplane, nung lumapit siya sa isang area, tapos na-capture ko tong photo na to. Which by the way, I think I consider this photo, my most favorite travel photo of all time. Because a lot of people have been asking me nga kung like dinala ko ba yung drone ko that time. Hindi ko dinala yung drone, pero akala ng lahat ng tao, drone shot. So ang ginawa ko was, so yun, medyo nag-build na yung plane kasi like malapit na siya dun sa airport. So na-capture ko itong picture na to ng roads na from above, parang ang ganda ng ang ganda niya tignan, yung shape ng road, tsaka yung raging waters. So, ayun, sobrang magical ng moment na yun for me. And buti na lang ang Batanes is, I think friendly naman siya to solo travelers kasi marami namang mga organized tours na, alam mo yun, you will just have to pay and then they will tour you. I mean, i-include ka nila with others or kung gusto mo, solo tour, ganyan. Siyempre, mas mahal yung ganyan. What happened was, nasama ako sa like other travelers na solo travelers din. So parang there were like 4 of us yata, ganun. Pero like isa lang talaga yung consistently na kasama ko, ganyan. So I remember her, ganyan. Tapos ang running joke namin was, parang natanong kasi yata kami. Tapos parang, oh, bakit kayo solo traveler? I mean, ba't wala kayong kasama? Ganyan, pinagdadaanan ba kayo or something like that? Tapos ang sagot namin was parang, kasi walang 10,000 yung mga friends namin eh. Kasi gano'n. And then again, of course, joke lang yun. Kasi alam mo yun, parang wala lang. That was a fun answer at that time. Parang gano'n. Parang, alam mo yun, something funny. I mean, you know, it's a conversation starter. Ganyan. So for that Batanes trip, nagpunta lang ako sa 2 islands out of the 3. So yung Batan Island, tapos yung Sabtang, hindi ko na napuntahan yung Itbayat. Kasi mag-isa nga lang ako. So parang feeling ko, kung babalik mo sa Batanes, yun, kapag may kasama na ako, pupuntahan ko yun. But then again, kahit hindi ka naman pupunta ng Itbayat, okay naman na ang Batan Island tsaka Sabtang. So, ayan. Well, of course, yung Basco, yung capital, nandun siya sa Batan Island. So, madaming mga hills yung nandun. So, like, nandun yung like, pinakasikat na Marlborough Hills, na I think yung image of Batanes in my head was a photo taken from that hill, yung Marlborough Hills, plus some other hills, hindi ko na masyadong maalala. Kasi yun nga, medyo similar yung mga hills na to sa Batanes. Pero hindi ka naman mauumay kasi they're just so beautiful. I mean, yung view of the ocean when you're on top of those hills, plus kapag sunset time pa ganyan, parang it's very spiritual, no? Diba? That's the word, spiritual. Ba't hindi ko lang isip yan? Dapat ginamit ko din yan dun sa Benguet. Yun, spiritual. Yung ganyan, yung parang, I don't know, parang it's just the scenery, pero it changes something in you. It changes something here and it changes something here also. Plus of course, when you go to Sabtang Island, you will take yung boat ride na yon na anong name? Parang Falua yata yung name ng boat nila. Ganun, na wala ring outriggers. Tapos giant din yung waves, ganyan. Pero kasi short distance lang yun eh. So like manageable, ganyan. Tapos when you went to Sabtang Island, medyo fair naman yung weather. Pag umulan-ulan ng konti, ganyan. So yun, life is much more simpler in Sabtang Island. Just from what I've heard, it's simplest in Itbayat. So ganyan siya. Pero I mean, kung maganda yung Batan Island, ano ba? Mas maganda ba ang Sabtang Island? Kasi mas raw siya? I think, parehong ganda lang din naman for me. Kasi may charm din naman yung Batan Island, may charm din naman yung Sabtang. So, alam mo yun, you have to experience, both worlds. Plus, if you really want yung traditional Ivatan houses, those ones that are made of like concrete, tapos yung stones na nakita natin sa mga books natin in elementary, those houses that withstand, that were built to withstand countless typhoons that hit Batanes every year. You have to go to Sabtang Island kasi there are these villages na nafe-feature yung mga houses na yun. So ayan, plus of course, what can you see in Sabtang? More hills. Pero I think The most beautiful part of Sabtang Island is yung Chamantad Tinian viewpoint. My God. I mean like, kung yung Marlborough Hills sa Batan Island is beautiful in itself. Grabe yung Chamantad Tinian. Then again, parang it's another Game of Thrones moment. Yung parang kulang na lang pag nasa edge ka ng cliff. Yung tipong gano'n na naman yung dragon si Daenerys, yung ganyan. My God. So beautiful. Grabe. You know, that's the thing about Batanes. Parang, you know, there's just hills everywhere. Hills, hills, hills. Countless hills. Yung ganyan. And all of them are just so beautiful. What I also appreciate in Batanes is that yung simplicity of life. I mean, I remember naglakad-lakad ako dun sa parang town. Punta akong church. Punta akong like yung parang plaza nila, ganyan. Grabe, parang ang chill ng mga tao. Ang chill ng buhay ng mga tao. You know, life could be simple like that din pala. Siyempre, very different yan from the life we're accustomed to here in the big city, ganyan. Ayan, I hope you enjoyed hearing my stories and then looking at my pictures. Ayun, anyway, that's all for today, alright? And I hope, please. Okay, thank you. Bye.